Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmadoo.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today, we're going to take a look at the Duelist Challenge number 3. I like this a lot. I like this type of event a lot because I'm really a big fan of different puzzles. I know I'm a big fan of the whole Duel Puzzles series on YouTube. Gotta give Duel Puzzles another shout out. It's just a lot of fun. This Duelist Challenge, you're able to get 30 gems for completing, so you're going to be taking advantage of a ton of spell counters. You're going to be dealing with quite a few monsters that deal in spell counters as well. So the whole name of the game is to maximize your impact of all of these spell counters. So as we get looking at this whole setup here, I'm going to guide you through how to complete this Duelist Challenge number 3, and it's actually pretty intuitive, and if you've messed around with decks that utilize spell counters, you should be able to catch on pretty quickly. Now, when you're looking at your opponent's side of the field, they got a Dark Magician with 4,000 attack, because he's got 3 copies of Wonder Wand, all equipped to the Dark Magician, so yeah, this is going to be a real difficult situation. Your opponent also has 7,000 life points, and you're sitting there with a Magical Exemplar and a Magical Plant Mandragola on your side of the field, as well as a Spell Reclamation on your side of the field. So, yeah, this is looking pretty bleak to win in one turn, but we can figure this out. In your hand, you're going to have a Megaton Magical Cannon, a Magical Citadel of Endymion, you're going to have a copy of Angmar, the Fiendish Monarch, you're going to have a copy of Mythical Beast Cerberus as well, and then finally, Blue Medicine. You think, okay, how the heck am I going to get 7,000 life points going on this? Okay, let's take this step by step. First thing you're going to do is put down that Magical Citadel of Endymion on the field. And when you put this card on the field, you're going to be activating your Magical Exemplar, or part of Magical Exemplar's effect, which is going to add 2 spell counters on that card. So the next thing you're going to use is your Blue Medicine from your hand. Activate that card, and when you activate that card, you also want to activate your Spell Reclamation. And it's requiring you to discard 1 card to the graveyard. So the card that you're going to want to send to the graveyard is your Mythical Beast Cerberus. And there's a reason why. It's because your Magical Exemplar's effect is going to bring that card back out of the graveyard. But because you use your Spell Reclamation, you get Blue Medicine back in your hand. Don't use it yet. You want to activate Magical Exemplar's effect first. Since it's got 4 spell counters on it at this point, you accept the 4 counters, because you're going to use them all up. Then your Mythical Beast Cerberus gets put onto the field. Put it on the field in attack position. And from that point, you're going to be able to activate your flip effect for Magical Plant Mandragola. So you're going to use the flip effect. Now you got 3 different cards on the field that'll earn 1 spell counter. This is really important because you're going to have to end up getting 10 spell counters somewhere for your Megaton Magical Cannon. In the process then, what you'll end up doing is, let's see here, you're going to want to use your Blue Medicine 1 more time. So you're going to get 400 more life points, and you're getting a whole bunch of spell counters on the field in the process. So, now that you got that in the graveyard, you're going to tribute summon over that plant monster there, your Magical Plant Mandragola, tribute over that card, and put out your Monarch there. So it's going to ask you if you want to activate the effect of Angmar, the Fiendish Monarch. Press yes, and the card that you're going to remove from the graveyard is Blue Medicine. So that's going to banish, and you're able to pull another Blue Medicine out of your deck. So, at this point, on your field, you have your Magical Citadel of Endymion, you have your Mythical Beast Cerberus with 2 counters on it, you have your Magical Exemplar with 3 counters on it, and you have your Angmar, the Fiendish Monarch on the field as well. So, before we do anything else, let's activate Blue Medicine 1 more time, because that's going to add a whole bunch of more spell counters on the field. So you're really stacking up pretty nicely. Now the last card in your hand is your Megaton Magical Cannon. Now that we've pretty much exhausted all of the resources, we can use the Megaton Magical Cannon. Activate the effect. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 10 counters from your side of the field. Let's start with taking counters off of the Magical Citadel of Endymion. It's got 4 counters on it. So you're going to want to take off all 4 counters off of that card first. And, I mean, you don't have to do this in any particular order. But then the next card you're going to take counters off is your Magical Exemplar. Start taking off the counters. It's got 5 on there. So the 4 from your Magical Citadel and the 5 from your Magical Exemplar leaves you with 1 left for you to activate your effect. So you take the last counter off of your Mythical Beast Cerberus. You want to keep its attack as high as you can. That's why I'm saying to use those other 2 cards first. So then everybody else gains more spell counters just because you just activated another spell card. So now you got a completely open field. You have a 1700 attack monster, a 2400 attack monster, and a 2900 attack monster, and you just destroyed all of your opponent's cards. So, with that being said, enter the battle phase, swing for 1700, swing for 2400, and then swing for 2900, and wham bam, you end up winning the duel puzzle right there. Your Duelist challenge, you'll collect your 30 gems, and you'll move on to the next one. So, I hope that kind of clears things up as to walk you through it step by step. I know there was a lot of steps and a lot of specifics as far as getting all of those spell counters on your monsters as effectively as possible, but it does involve a lot of recycling, and you're able to go from there. It's just a really good Duelist challenge, and again, these are just the kind of puzzles that I love to see happen in this game. So, anyway, that's it for today's episode. Feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to hear from you. But again, that's it for today's episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.